And then I think it'll be a good segue to introducing the members from the gas and water team that she has present. And they'll talk about their job openings, tell us a little bit about their role within the department and what it's like to work for gas and water. We also will open it up for questions. You don't have to wait till the end for a question. All that we ask, you don't have to raise your hand or anything like that. We're adults, just unmute yourself and do not speak over anyone else if you can help it. So Tessa?
Good morning. My name is Tessa Jones, and I am an HR analyst for the city of Clarksville. Like Sheila said, I am one of the recruiters for the city of Clarksville, and I specifically handle the gas and water HR aspect. My background has always been in HR. I worked for the state of Tennessee for 4 years before joining the city of Clarksville a little over a year ago in their HR department. About 8 to 10 months ago, we decided that we would move my role out to the gas and water department, where I would focus solely on doing HR for them. The role has panned out very well. And so I've focused specifically on the gas and water positions, recruitment, selection, benefits, employee relations, compensation, that entire piece for gas and water. So if you apply for any of our positions within gas and water, you'll receive emails from me. You'll be in contact with me. And then if you are hired on, you will speak to me during orientation. So if you guys don't mind, the gas and water group, will you please enable your camera so I can introduce y'all? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we've got some people from water, wastewater, water treatment plant joining us. If you guys don't mind introducing yourselves and telling us a little bit about what it's like working in your specific department, as well as what vacancies you have right now. We can just go around the room, if that's all right. Start with you, Brian.
All right. My name is Brian Shelton. I'm the manager of wastewater operations here for gas and water. I've been with the company now about 20.
Hey, Brian, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. Do you mind getting a little closer to the camera? It's hard for me to hear you. It might be hard for others to hear you as well.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, better for me.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. My name is Brian Shelton. I've worked with Clarksville Gas and Water now for about 23 years. I'm the manager of the wastewater operations. We oversee the wastewater treatment plant, wastewater construction, our sewer lift division, and our rehab division. We are a very broad company in what we do. It's a lot of different skills are obtained working here. Mechanical, biological, regulations. It touches a little bit of everything. I know a lot of people starting out don't have wastewater experience. It's a very unique field. And we understand that, but we're willing to work with people and give them the tools that they need to succeed and do well with the job. The jobs are a very wide variety of different duties. We'll get into here in a minute after everyone finishes introducing themselves.
There we go. I'm Chris Lambert, and I am the water operations manager for the Clarksville Gas and Water Department. Personally, I have been here almost 13 years in virtually the same position, and but I actually started in the water industry going on 29 years ago, and I actually started out as a water treatment plant operator, and just through the years increase my knowledge and work my way up into management. But like Brian, we operate 24/7, 365. We have a water treatment plant, we have a water construction division, and we have what we call a water distribution division that maintains the tanks and pump stations. We can go into more depth there as well as we talk, but I'll let these other guys introduce themselves.
Good. I'm Randall Gillam. I am the manager at the water treatment plant here in Clarksville. I started in 1996 and have been here 26 years, I believe. the only water treatment plant in Clarksville, and we treat all of the water for the city of Clarksville. Again, there's lots of duties there at the plant to maintain, and lots of responsibilities. We have several people there that have been there for a long time and continue to get the water to the citizens of Clarksville.
Pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Jason, talk. My name is Jason Fisher. I've been with the city of Clarksville for 25 years. I started out as a construction worker one and worked my way up to a lead construction worker, crew chief, and now I am the water construction assistant manager. We oversee pretty much the daily duties of repairing, maintenance to the water lines in our system. We oversee the disinfection processes of the repairs and the installations. It's a good place to work. Love it.
I'm just going to interject real quick for everyone to use their outside voice because I think it's just with the microphone. I've got you turned up a lot higher than before, than with the other sessions, and still it's not coming across really, really loud. So I want to make sure everyone hears what you have to say.
Okay.
All right, so you just want us to dive right into the openings that we have now, Sheila, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So currently for wastewater, we have a senior utilities equipment operator. I'll touch on that really quick. So the job titles that we're going to talk about, they're not always for the same exact job, even though the job title is the same. Sometimes the duties do change depending on the department that is utilizing that description. So right now, the senior equipment operator, we have, that is for our CCTV camera for our rehab crew for sewer. So that is basically someone that goes out in the field, help inspecting the sewer system. They will launch a camera up through the sewer pipe, take photos, take video, report back deficiencies, that kind of thing. We have equipment operators, not at a senior level, but at a lower level, that they operate back trucks, backhoes, jet trucks, things like that. But right now, the position that is posted is for the CCTV operator. Any given moment, though, you know, we may have an opening. We have people moving up all the time, it seems like. So just keep an eye out for those jobs. And it's it would be similar, I think, for the water and gas divisions as well. Equipment operator over there probably being more of someone that did backhoe operations. And that's why if you read the job description, you'll see a mix of a little bit of everything in it. But before I move on to the next job, is there any questions or anything that you may want to ask about that specific job? Okay, I'll move on to the next then. So the next one is a wastewater maintenance technician. So this is for our wastewater plant. There's a variety of mechanical equipment down at our wastewater plant. We have drum screens, pumps, motors, chemical pumps, centrifuges, it's automatic valves. It's just a huge list of items that need routine maintenance. And that's what this job would cover, just going around doing the daily checks, making sure everything was working properly, finding any problems before they turn into major problems. Again, like Chris said, our facility runs 24/7. It never stops. So we have to make sure all of our equipment is running top notch all the time, and staying ahead of those problems is a big part of that job. Greasing, doing some electrical work. We do have contracts for the heavier stuff, the heavier electrical work, the heavier mechanical work. We do shops a lot of that out, but there's plenty in-house that we do ourselves. Again, like I said before, we don't expect anybody to come in fully knowing everything about the job, because even if you worked at a previous wastewater plant, that doesn't mean that they had the same equipment we got. So we're willing to work with people and train. We do like someone to have a maintenance or electrical background when they're applying for the job, but we do understand that there is a learning curve there. Before I move on, is there any questions about that job?
Yeah, I've got, sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Matt, did you have a question?
Hey, Matt, I think you're muted. I'm sorry, we can't hear you. I see that you're speaking, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's muted, but it's hard to hear you. Not sure what's going on there.
Do you mind typing your question in the chat box?
Say something. Can you say something now? You can type your question and we'll type your question in the little chat and we'll get to it. While he's typing, Kyle, did you want to ask your question?
Yeah, is there any kind of certain certifications for this job, or I didn't hear the actual job description of the last one. It's very, very quiet, so if you could speak up a little bit, that'd be appreciated. But
Okay,
any certain job qualifications or certifications as far as this job here?
Yes, we do like to see people obtain their grade 4 wastewater treatment certification for the wastewater plant. That is the highest level certification that the state of Tennessee offers. That covers everything from a grade 1 plant to a grade 4. It does take several years on the job experience. With no college education or no on the job experience, it would take someone, I think it's 5 years to get their certification. We do offer training that can cover 3 of those years and make that just a 2-year on the job experience. But again, that will take some time. We do offer a grade 3 certification within your first year. We'll allow people to set for that, which would get them a bump in pay if they did pass to bridge that gap till they could obtain their 4. Going back to the wastewater collections job for the CCTV, we do like to see people get the Collections 2 certification, which takes a year to obtain that. And a few months can be made up with classroom training, but it would take 9 months at that point. So practically a year to get that certification. And then that would be.
And are all these? Sorry,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. I was just going to ask if these were all on-job training, or is this something that you'd expect to have somebody walking in?
I would like to see people walk in with it, but that's just not been the reality. This is a very specialized field that usually when people get set in, they stay for their entire career. We don't see a lot of people come in with that certification. Like I said, we're willing to work with you, send you to any classes that we need to help you obtain that certification. It is a process, and we just don't have very many applicants out that aren't employed elsewhere that have that certification to hire from right now.
Well, thank you.
All right, Matt, I sent you a direct message through the chat. Have you gotten it? Are you able to respond? Okay, got it.
You got the question for Matt?
His question was answered.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions before we move on to the next vacancies that Gas and Water has? All right.
Tessa, I'm going to kind of go an overview of, it's very similar to Brian's. Water and wastewater are very similar when it comes to certifications. And Kyle, I think you asked the question regarding certifications, but at the water treatment plant and the wastewater treatment plant, what we have is called a pathway to success. And we'll bring in a person. Yet Brian mentioned that we would like to find, previously certified operators, but that's not always the reality. The reality generally is we bring someone in, like I was at one time, someone that had never been in a water plant in my life, but I entered the water treatment plant and worked through the training and the certification test. The water is the same as the sewer as far as time. It's if it's straight experience, the state will let you sit for the exam after 5 years. They do offer in lieu of the 3 years, 36 months, you can get specialized training that's either been approved by the state or is actually given by the state of Tennessee. The city of Clarksville actually pays for that. We send you to the classes. Sometimes they're virtual classes. Here lately, we've seen a lot of virtual classes come from the state. A lot of times we'll send you to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where the state training center is. And some of these classes are a week long. And we pay for the class, we pay for your travel and all that, but we do expect you to be prepared when the certification exam comes open, that you're ready and prepared for it as an employee. And that's part of the pathway to success as well. But it's a pathway to bring someone that has no experience all the way to that grade 4 level. And it's pretty accelerated. So when you walk in the door, you'll have in-house training on how to operate the plant itself. And then as well as the classroom training that I'm talking about. But for each level, you walk in the door as an operator trainee. In essence, it's called a plant operations assistant. That generally starts out on our A12 level, which is somewhere right around $26,000 a year, $25,597. But in six months, you move up if given a satisfactory performance evaluation. You can move up to what's called an assistant 2, a plant assistant 2, and then you move up to our A13, which is somewhere between $30,000 and $35,000 a year. Once you sit for your grade 3 test, if you pass it, that's 1 year experience. And the test is only offered twice a year. It's in May and November. So whenever you get that year experience, depending on what month you're closest to, is probably the month you'll sit for the test. But then you move to a B21, which right now it's right around $38,000 a year. And the grade 4 is, I believe, a B23. Look. Yes, B23, which that's the one we're talking about. It's a minimum of 2 years if you don't have a college degree. But when you do sit for and pass that exam, you're a certified grade 4 operator. You're moved to, as of today, to 43,773. But, and those numbers do change every year depending on what council votes on. But that's generally the oversight of the pathway to what we call the pathway to success, or a successful operator. The construction area is, and the distribution area is similar to what Brian described. We do like to see our employees at the plant. We require you to get your grade 4 at a minimum. In construction, we don't necessarily require it, but we do definitely encourage it, because what we're trying to do is bring people in that will have the ability, if they want, to move up and elevate, just like everyone sitting at this table here. We've all, I was a night shift water plant operator. Jason was a construction worker. Brian worked in sewer collections, and Randall worked at the water plant as an operator as well. So we've all kind of grown up in this industry, but you know, as we get older and people retire, we're seeing that happen right now. We want people internally, if we can, to move up into these senior roles and these supervisor roles. But for the construction, I don't have any. I think all of our positions currently are filled, but we're hiring 8 new water treatment plant operators next fiscal year. So we'll probably hire 4 somewhere in the, right around September, and another 4 right around March. That's the plans. Once the council approves the budget. We're also hiring a number of construction workers. That includes equipment operators, running backhoes, construction workers, and crew chiefs. The construction area for water, we have valve maintenance. We have a leak detection. No 2 days are alike. No 2 days are alike. Construction starts out, usually you come in as a construction worker 1. And that starting pay is A13, 30,620. 30,620, can you hear me? We require a CDL in construction, Class A CDL. We will do we'll send you to training on that, and we do internal training, in-house training as well. But in 6 months, you're required to have your Class A CDL. Because we drive dump trucks and we pull trailers with backhoes on them. You'll see them around town. Once you get that CDL, you move up to A13 midpoint, which is $35,213 a year, as the pay scale is now. You will also be trained to be a water distribution operator. You'll get, again, the city provides the travel and the training for that employee and pays for your salary while you're going. If you acquire your grade 2 certification for distribution, you move up to a B21 midpoint, which is $38,000 a year. That's as a construction worker. That's called a construction worker 2. In lieu of 1 certification, 3 years experience, you'll move up to the same pay grade. Even without that certification. So you can move up in construction without the certifications, but you cannot move into supervisory positions without the certifications. Does that make sense? But we encourage growth of an individual when they come into the door. I want a person that is trainable, that wants to learn, that can eventually, hopefully, take a supervisory role. Not everyone wants that, and that's okay, because we always need construction workers. But we definitely encourage that, and we encourage folks who want to learn and grow to do so. I think that's the environment that we have developed here. But I won't keep talking. I want Jason and Randall to talk just a little bit about their specific area and the day-to-day work environment that you would see working in construction in the water plant.
Our daily operations, we start at 7 o'clock in the morning and end at 3:30 during the day. We do have a on-call shift. So right now, we're on a rotation of every 5 weeks. That crew, when it's their time, they will work their 8-hour day. And then from 3:30 till 7 in the morning, if any emergencies or anything come in, they will go out and actually respond to them, take care of them. We kind of like, I guess, the transit, I guess, is who y'all was talking to before, but we've got a gym at our shop too. We've got a kitchen. The repairs that we mainly do is it's maintenance, because the lines, some of the lines are older, a lot of lines are older lines. So it's kind of trying to take care of the infrastructure we already have, but in the same sense, on some of the big jobs where we've got big water lines, big mains that's having to be laid, contractors mostly do those. It's, yeah, do what?
Mainly operations.
Yeah, it's mainly operation maintenance, but we would like to have people come in that do have some experience, but the thing is, that's not a deal breaker there, because a lot of people that do come in, we like to show them how to do it, how we do it. That way they're not, already set in their ways, and they're trainable. That's pretty much what we're looking for, is somebody that's trainable to actually do the day-to-day job that we do.
Any questions regarding construction? Or anything in general?
Yes, so with that being said, we've got a few more minutes for gas and water's piece. We will open the floor to anyone who has any questions about those positions that were discussed, or any of the trainings that are offered that are on the job.
Tessa, does Randall have time to talk a little bit about the water plant?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. The water treatment plant here, it runs 24/7. Since 1951, there's been a water treatment plant in Clarksville providing water to the citizens of Clarksville. We work 12-hour shifts, and there's always someone there handling the operations and every drop of water that goes to the customers in Clarksville. There is a lot of responsibility treating the water, and it makes me, over the years, to think how much water that I have personally seen treated and been a part of, to know that it's been good for the environment, it's been great for the customers, and it's been a great working relationship with the city. There is, again, a lot of responsibility handling a position that way, and I started out as an operator and worked myself into the management position through classes provided by the city of Clarksville. It's been a great job. I'm very appreciative to have done it. It is, again, a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of lab work and a lot of SCADA and computer skills is what we're looking for. And again, somebody that's trainable and someone who we can develop into that position. Any questions at all?
I also want to mention there are a few other vacancies with gas and water at this moment. We have an engineer position available. We have an accountant position. And then we also have a grounds and facilities maintenance assistant. The accountant and the engineer are sort of self-explanatory. One's going to be an accountant in our accounting department. The other one is an engineer. Engineer is going to be like a first level engineer. We expect people to be to come right outside of an accredited college with a degree with 0 to 5 years of experience for that position. The accountant, you must have a bachelor's degree in accounting or in a related field, and then 1 year of accounting experience. The grounds and facilities maintenance assistant that we have available, this one is more of a custodial janitorial position. There are other grounds and facilities maintenance assistant positions across the city of Clarksville that are vacant right now that are going to be doing different work than this, such as operating lawn equipment and stuff. This one specifically for gas and water is for janitorial custodial work. So if you're interested in applying for any of those and meet the qualifications, please apply. And we have a couple more minutes for questions before we'll need to start for the Parks and Rec piece.
Just want to add that gas and water is one of our bigger departments, and they have a variety of positions. In addition to what's already been mentioned, there's admin, there's engineering, there's contract, there's so many other positions, and there are a lot more admin support positions. There's customer service positions. So it's one of the departments where there's a full variety of positions available. So it's one to definitely keep your eye on, whether you're, a maintenance hands-on person or you're someone that likes office work. There've got to be other questions.
It looks like someone has their hand up. If you don't mind going ahead and unmuting yourself and asking your question.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry I chimed in a little late. I actually applied for the accounting position. I was just curious, since I was late to this, did anybody from accounting or administrative give a spiel on what it's like to work in that department?
No, we actually only have representation for the water and wastewater divisions, specifically for the water, wastewater treatment plants and construction. But if you don't mind giving me your name, I will make sure I double check and see that your application is in. Did you
Sure.
apply for the accountant position for gas and water specifically? I think that's the only one open right now, but I just want to make sure. Okay. What's your first name?
Michael.
I was hoping that was you, Michael. I'm Sheila. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, you're on the radar.
Yeah.
In a good
We've
way.
got your
Good deal.
application.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to chime in.
No worries. That's what this is for. Do we have any other questions?
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you for attending. Again, at the end of the day or tomorrow, you are going to receive an email as a participant, and we're going to ask you what positions you have applied for or interested in applying for. And so we'd encourage you to complete those and send them back, because we do want to, first of all, make sure that we are utilizing this platform to the best of our ability. And we want to be able to track the success of the event as well, and hope you guys find a position that matches what you're looking for and what the city needs. So please do us the courtesy of applying, reapplying, or responding to that email. So as I said before, we are going to do our next session in a few minutes. This is very informal. You can stay on if you'd like. If you need to hop off and come back on, that's fine. Same link works all day, but feel free to stick around for the next session. And we'll give you one more opportunity, because we do have a couple more minutes before that one starts. If you have any questions about gas and water or the recruiting process in general that are really quick, go ahead and ask that now. And you can just unmute yourself and ask the question. Just make sure if there's more than one of you, no one's talking over the other person. Okay, well, if not, we'll close this out, and thank you for attending, and we hope to see you in Parks and Rec next. Have a good day.